Okay, welcome back. This time I want us to solve a question which is commonly there, section B in an exam, trigonometry. So this is coming from 2017, paper 2. So you must be able to solve this question. It's one of the simplest questions to pick in section B. So you must have ideas. Now, how can we solve this question? The problem is knowing which formula to use, the formulas to use. We'll deal with the formulas as we are going through the video. But before we do that, please like, subscribe, and share the video so that you'll be the first person to be notified whenever I post a new video. Okay, so let's go through the question. The diagram below shows the location of houses for a village headman H, his secretary S, and a trustee T. Stop. H is 1.3 kilometers from S, and T is 1.9 kilometers from H, as it is shown on the diagram. So we have 1.9 kilometers, we have 1.3 kilometers. The question is calculate the area of the triangle THS. Then B, find the distance TS to, Roman numeral 3, the shortest distance from H to TS. Then we find the angle between 0 and 90 degrees, which satisfies that expression. So how can we find the area of the triangle? So when talking about area of triangles, we have types of triangles, but mostly I'll classify them into two. We have the right angle triangle and a non-right angled triangle. So a right angle triangle has a 90 degrees inside there. The formula we use when calculating area for this triangle is area is equals to half PH. Now this formula will not be applying there, especially if I have not been given the height at the middle there. It can't work. See that? So we can't use this formula if we don't have the height at the middle, just like that question is. So the formula used for non-right angle triangle is, if that is A, that is B and C, meaning of side A, side B, then side C. Small letters represent sides, capital letters represent the angles. So formula for area of the non-right angle triangle is area is equals to 1 over 2, then AB sin C. All the three letters must appear. 2 are sides, 1 is the angle. You get that done? So in this case, the formula which is applying is this one here. Now we need to make according to the sides we have and the angle given. And the letters which are there, of course, because we do not have A, B, and C that side. Okay, so area would be, area is equals to 1 over 2, then you put the side which has been given. So this is side S, this is side T, and this is side H. Okay, the opposite side of the angle are represented by the small letters. So we have been given two sides here, side S and side T. So it will be area is equals to side T, S, then sin the one remaining, which is the H. Capital letter because it is representing an angle. Okay. Then we start putting in what we have. So we have area is equals to 1 over 2 times T. Where is side T? Side T is 1.3. So we have 1.3 times side S, which is 1.9, then times sin the angle H. Now what is angle H? Remember I said capital letter is representing an angle. So angle 130 degrees. Now when you do that, you have to simplify stage by stage. If you want to can do it at once, it's fine. Then if you want to can do, first multiply these numbers, then later on divide by 2. So let us multiply that. Now 1 over 2 is the same as 0.5. So you can say 0.5 times 1.3 times 1.9 then times the sine 130. So times the sine 130. You have to be careful with your calculator. So this is giving us area is equals to 0.94606 kilometers. Area is always squared. We had 1.3 kilometers, 1.9 kilometers, so kilometer times kilometer is kilometer squared. Okay. Now the answer, according to the standard of Zambian exam, you must be expressed in 3 significant figures. You need to know which ones are 3 significant figures. So, zeros, which is at the first of the numbers which contain the decimal, are not significant. So this is not important, so we count from there 1, 2, 3. So the answer of the area is equals to 0.946. We can't add the 1 because that's a 0 kilometers squared. So that is the area for the first equation. Okay. Now let us quickly go to question 2. Find the distance, calculate the distance TS. The distance TS. Now here there is a problem of knowing which formula to use. Is it the sine law? Is it the cosine law? So which formula can we use? Is it sine law? Is it not? Is it the cosine? So here it's not about choosing the formula you like. It's about knowing which formula to use. Now, when do we use sine law and when do we use cosine law? So we start with sine law. We use sine law if I've been given 2 sides and 1 included angle, or 1 angle which is opposite to those of the sides. So we use sine law when I've been given, for instance, if that's a triangle, then we've been given there 3, they are given 2, then 1 angle which will be given must be opposite to one of these sides, or included angle, which will be maybe there. You see that, eh? So this angle is opposite to that angle. So we use sine law if I've been given 2 sides and 1 included angle, or 1 angle which is opposite to one of the sides given. So in this case, we are supposed to use the sine law. We also use the sine law if I've been given 1 angle, 1 side and 2 angles. If any side is given, for example, I've been given 3 there, then I've been given 2 angles. So maybe we have the 30 degrees there, we also have the 40 degrees there. So we use sine law if I've been given 2 angles and any side. We use sine law. So here if you check, neither of these are applying here because we have been given 2 sides and this angle is not opposite to either of these. So we can't use sine law on this question. We're supposed to use the cosine law. So we are using the cosine law. So the cosine law, we use it when I've been given either all the 3 sides. All the 3 sides. When all sides has been given, we use the cosine law. Now apart from that, when I've been given 2 sides and 1 angle in between of those sides. So when I've been given 2 sides and an angle in between. We use sine law when I've been given 2 sides and an angle in between. So in this case, I've been given 2 sides and the angle in between. So we are using the cosine law. So what is the formula for cosine law? The general formula for cosine law using the letters A, B, C, and A, B, and C is A squared is equals to B squared plus C squared, then minus 2BC, then equals C A. That's the general formula for cosine law using the letters A, B, and C. Now here we do not have A, B, and C. So we need to replace these letters with the letters which we have there. Now when replacing we have to be careful. The first one should be the side we are looking for. The one which should be there are the sides which have been given. Okay, so the TS is representing the side H. So we say H is the one we want. H squared is equals to T squared plus S squared minus 2TS, then cos C, the letter A which is there. This was the small letter A, that's the capital letter A. So the letter H which is here, now we put the capital letter H to represent an angle. Okay, now when we do that, we have to start putting in numbers. We start putting in numbers. So H we don't have, it's the one we want. So H squared is equals to, what is side T? Side T is 1.3 kilometers. So 1.3 squared plus 1.9 squared, then minus 2 times 1.3 times 1.9, then times cos H. What angle is at H? Is 130 degrees. Then you start simplifying. Now if you think you can make any mistake here, you simplify one by one, because this can give you some problems for some of you if you do it at once. So, but if you are doing it at once, we use brackets. There are brackets on the calculator. Okay, so first you solve these which are here, then you later solve those, then what you're going to have, you subtract or add depending on the sum which you have at the end. So we have 1.3 squared. Okay, so you say open the brackets. Hope you know how to use the brackets. So you say open the brackets, write 1.3 squared, 1.3 squared plus 1.9 squared, close the bracket, and you say equals. So this is giving us H squared is equals to 5.3. 5.3, then you simplify what you have there. Now when you simplify this, you have to be careful. Is either you get together with this sign, you carry it together, or leave it out. Now if you leave it out, don't forget to write it first, then you start simplifying there. Okay, so I've already written this negative, so which means this 2 is no longer negative because the negative is already there. So I'm carrying it as a positive 2. So again, do the same thing. Open the brackets and say 2 times 1.3 times 1.9, then times cos 130. So times cos 130, and don't forget to close the bracket. We're going to have negative. So the negative I found is not that negative which I already wrote there. No, it's the negative from the calculation there. So negative 3.175, then 37. Okay, if you want to get the whole number, it's okay, but you just get the first 4 or the first 3 decimals without rounding off. Then you say H squared is equals to 5.3. You can't have two signs, so negative times negative is a positive 3.17537. You add these, so the answer you already found, okay, so 5.3 plus 3.1753, 753, then 7 is giving us 8. H squared is equals to 8.475, then 37. Now what we are looking for is only H, not H squared. So we introduce the square root, even there the square root. So the square root and the square cancels each other, remain with H is equals to, find the square root of the answer which you have found. So just place the square root you press equals without wrapping the answer that you found, which is h is equals to 2.91124. Okay, the answer goes on kilometers. As I said, the answers according to our standard exam in Zambia, ECZ, you have to leave the answer correct to 3 significant figures. So you count 1, 2, 3 there. See? So we have h is equals to 2.91 kilometers. Now, the question is not asking you to find the h, the question is asking you to find the ts. So you say, therefore, the distance ts is equals to 2.91 kilometers. Because if you leave h there, it can, sometimes give questions, where did you get h from? But we are looking for the side or the distance ts. So that's the answer for question Roman number 2. Okay, quickly, let's go to Roman number 3. We find the shortest distance from h to ts. The shortest distance from h to ts. Don't forget the answer we have found, 2.91. Okay. So to find the shortest distance, there are two formulas we use. Either, depending if I've been given any angle, especially this side, since we want the distance from h to ts, meaning this shortcut here. The shortcut which you can use when moving from h to ts is that one. So we want that one, which becomes our height now. You see that, eh? Now, if we have any angle this side and this side, we can use what is called Sogator, but here we don't have. So we need to use the area formula of the right angled triangle, because we have the height, the one I talked about, that you can only find the area if we have the height. So the shortest distance becomes the height from there to ts. So to find the shortest distance, we commonly use the formula for area of the right angled triangle. So we have area is equals to 1 over 2 bh. B is the base, h is the height. Now the base is the distance where that short distance is going. So the short distance is moving from h going to ts. So where there is h, we'll be putting, where there is b, we'll be putting the side ts, the one we are from finding. This question is clever. If this question, the one I found here, is wrong, even this one becomes wrong, because we are using the area we found there. Okay. Now, can you remember the area which we had found in the first place? What was the area? The area was 0.94, and it was 7. Okay, we just round off to 0.95 so that we don't have any problems. Okay, now area is equals to 1 over 2. Then the base, he said, is the distance from where it is, the short distance is moving h to where it is going, the ts. So b is the ts, of which ts is 2.91. So ts is equals to times 2.91, then times the height, the one you are looking for. Now when you do that, you start simplifying. You can solve this in many ways. You can multiply this and this, or multiply like that, and later on, multiply that one later on. So you say, depending with which formula you want to use, which way you want to find it, says 0.95 is equals to 1 times 2.91, we're going to get 2.91 over 2 times 1, which are getting the 2, then you have the h, don't forget the h on top there. Then since we have a fraction here, even here we must have a fraction. So divide this one by 1 to make it a fraction, then cross multiply. So 2.91 h is equals to 0.95 times 2. So you say 0.95, okay, 0.95 times 2, which we're getting 1.9, so is equals to 1.9. What we want is the shortest distance represented by the letter H. Okay, so what we do is divide both sides by 2.91, even there by 2.91. So this one goes. H is equals to, you divide what you have there, so 1.9 divided by 2.91, which we are getting H is equals to 0.65292, goes on like that. Now the answer again should be left in three significant figures. Say H is equals to 0.653. The number next to the rounding digit is more than 4, so we get 1 and increase the 2 by 1, so which becomes 0.653 kilometers. The question did not ask us to find H, so what you need to do is at the end you say therefore the shortest distance from H to TS is equals to the answer you have found. Do not leave it here, because you are not looking for H, you are looking for the shortest distance from H to TS. Okay, now question B is under what is called trigonometric equation, of which we are going to do more in the other videos. So, but we're going to solve it. Solve question B. Find the angle between 0 degrees and 90 degrees, which satisfies the equation cos theta is equals to 2 over 3. We want the angle which is between 0 and 90 degrees. What angle is between 0 degrees and 90 degrees? When solving this type of equation, we use what is called the cast. I'll just talk about it, but talk more in the other video. We use what is called cast and the quadrant. So cast, that is C, A, then S, T. The first quadrant, numbers are between 0 degrees and 90 degrees. Then the second quadrant between 90 and 180. This one 270 and 360 that side. Okay, so what you are looking for is the cos theta, and the answer must be between 0 and 90 degrees according to what we've been taught. Now, all of these, A stands for O. This one stands for cosine, this one stands for tan, tangent, this one stands for sine. Together. Now, O stands for all these ratios here are positive. Together. So all are positive when the number is between 0 and 90 degrees. So for us to solve that, it was just direct, dividing 3 into 2. So say 2 divided by 3, which we are getting 0.6666. So we have cos theta is equals to 0.66666. The number goes on. And just like the first 4 decimals without rounding off, avoid changing the number. Then what we want is the angle. We want the theta, we want the angle. So theta represents an angle. So we have to change this cos, we chase it to go that side. Now whenever cos, sine or tangent crosses the cosine, it becomes an inverse. So when this cos goes there, we remain theta, which is equals to cos inverse, then 0.6666. So you do the same thing on the calculator. Now to get the inverse, the cos inverse, you go where it's written shift, depending on the calculator you have. Others, they have the second function written like this, something like that, second function. But most of them, they have shift. So go place shift, and the place where there is cos, it will give you cos inverse. So I'll go on my shift and the place cos, and you give me inverse. So shift cos inverse, then write 0.6666, give me 48 point. So theta is equals to 48.19. Numbers continue going that degrees. Now from the instruction on the cover page there, answers in degrees must be left in one decimal place. This must not be written in 3 significant figures, but in one decimal place according to our standard examination by the ECZ. So we have to leave the answers in degrees in one decimal place. So we say theta is equals to one decimal place, meaning one number after the decimal point, which will be 48 point. The rounding digit is more than 4, so we have to get one and add to that, becomes 48.2 degrees. And if you check, yes, this answer is between 0 and 90 degrees. So this is how we solve questions in trigonometry. I'm hoping to make more videos on trigonometry just to make you understand. But if you have questions, leave the questions in the comment section below, then I'll be happy to answer them. And also, if there is a contribution on how I can improve on the videos, please feel free to comment. I'll be glad to hear your thoughts. Thank you. Bye bye.